£172,000 extra in property. Stay tuned. If I can change my life, so can you. Subscribe to my channel and I show you how. My name is Fabrizio Cravero and this channel is all about property investment for UK and overseas investors. Every week I release new videos. Please subscribe, but only if you enjoy the content, okay? Let's get started. Property investment can really make you rich and change your life. But let me show you how you can take advantage of the full potential of property investment. In part 1 of this series, I'll show you the 2 magic ingredients that creates wealth and how to make 400% more using one powerful tool. If you missed the video, you can just check it. It's up here after this one. But now, what are the 4 things you can do to really get rich with property and how you can make an extra £172,000? First, you should be buying in the right place. One thing is about average. Average how price grow is impressive already, but as a smart and educated investor, you could do much better than average. To really let you understand what I mean, look at this example here. The average price growth in UK in the last 12 months has been 7.5% according with the ONS. However, in London has been 5.3% and in the Northwest has been 12%. So, depending where you invest, you can outperform or underperform by a long way. If you invested in London 1 year ago, you will have underperformed by 2.2%. If you invested in the Northwest, you will have outperformed by 4.5%. With this, I'm not telling you that you should definitely invest in the Northwest and not in London. But the point I want you to understand is that there will always be areas that perform better than others. For your convenience, I compared for you the returns of 22 most popular cities in UK. You can download the free guide through the link in the description below. Now, the best area today will not be the best area in 5 or 10 years' time, of course. If you buy in the right place and the right time, and you get just few years of really strong growth, it can make a massive difference for your return. Let me show you some numbers to let you understand what I mean. You're going to be shocked. Let's look at how investing in the average area versus the best area can affect your returns. Let's say you buy a property in an area with the average growth, and you buy a property worth £250,000. You buy it with a mortgage, the deposit will be £62,000 and 500, and considering a growth of 7.5% per year, after 3 years, your property will be worth £310,000. That means the growth will be £60,000, equal to a return of 96%. Wow, that's a lot. But now, let's consider that you invest in another area where the annual growth is among the best. This year has been around 12%. And let's say you buy a property worth £250,000 as well. Exactly same as before, you buy it with a mortgage. That means that you put down a deposit of £62,000 and 500. But now, after 3 years, because of 12% annual growth, your property will be worth £351,000. That means the growth will be £101,000, equal to 161% return. Wow, the difference in the return on investment is an incredible 65%. That's why it's so important to pick the right area when you invest. The second fundamental point to get rich with property is to get a good deal. Meaning that you should aim to buy something for actually less than what it is worth it. I'm not saying it's easy to do, but it can be done. I regularly do it from overseas even, here in Hong Kong where I live. So, no excuses for you. Wherever you are based, aim to buy below market value. And then, if you buy below market value and you also add value through a refurb, then you will manage to get even more equity straight away from day one, even before property prices rise, and the inflation will help you out. By the way, if you want to start to invest in properties like the top investors do, soon I'm going to open the registration for a free training where I will explain exactly how you can invest in profitable UK properties just with your computer, without traveling to UK at all. There is a link in the description below. You can register there and you will be the first one to be informed when I open the application. But now let's continue. The next thing you should be doing is to buy at the right point of the cycle. Property don't always go up the same rate all the time. They go up and down. And the difference between buying at the right time or the wrong time is like being able to double your money in a few years or not to be better off even after 10 years. The next thing to do to get really, when I say really, I mean really rich with property, is to leverage the leverage or remortgage or refinance, wherever you want to call it, to grow the portfolio faster. If your amount of equity in the property increases, either because you bought at discount and then you added value, or because the price of the property has gone up, you can refinance the property to get more cash, then use that cash back into growing your portfolio. Look at this example. Let's say you buy a property with a mortgage today for £135,000. But in reality, the property is worth £150,000. So that means in this case, you are buying 10% below market value. If we consider the average price growth of 5% per year, after 3 years, the property will be worth £173,000. What you can do? Then you can remortgage the property, now worth £173,000, at 75% loan to value. The bank will give you £130,000, and you can use those money to pay back the original loan of £112,000 and 500. With the difference of £17,000 and 500, plus the rent that you collected during the 3 years, you can buy another property with mortgage again and without having to add any of your own money. So, just by buying well and benefiting from the inflation, you can pretty much buy another property without putting any extra money. And that's just an example over the short period of time. When you apply the same principle over the long time, the difference is simply amazing. Let me show you. Let's compare two types of investor. One that just uses the mortgage to buy, and one that mortgage first and then remortgage after a few years. Let's start with the one without remortgage. Let's say you buy two properties worth £150,000 each, meaning you will have a portfolio of £300,000 in total. That means you will invest £75,000 because you use a mortgage. Now, let's say you never buy anything again, but you benefit from, as I said, the 5% capital growth over 10 years. After 10 years, your portfolio will be worth £488,000 with equity of £263,000. Not bad at all, right? Especially considering that you invested £75,000. But now, let's see what could happen if you remortgage during this period of time. Let's say that you are going to remortgage after 5 years. After 5 years, you will have a portfolio value of £382,000, meaning that after you remortgage and the bank give you £287,000 and you pay back the original loan of £225,000, you will have £62,000 plus approximately £20,000 of rental income collected during the 5 years. In total, you will have £82,000 available to invest again and buying 2 more properties with a total value of £328,000 because you will be buying those properties with a mortgage. And remember, you won't be using any of your extra money in. Let's see what's happening after 5 years. You will now own 4 properties and your portfolio will be worth £906,000 with £435,000 worth of equity. Wow! But let me recap. If you don't remortgage, you will own 2 properties and £236,000 of equity. But if you remortgage after 5 years, you will then own 4 properties and you will have £435,000 worth of equity. That's an amazing £172,000 more in equity, and in both cases, you will have just invested the same £75,000 to start. You can turn £75,000 into £435,000 just by compounding the leverage of the mortgage. What it is incredible is that if you just implement one of those strategies, your wealth will increase a lot already. But by combining them together, your wealth creation will be staggering. So, can you get rich with property in the short term? I think yes, but you need a lot of cash to invest, a lot of effort, and a bit of luck. But what about the long term? Can you get rich by using property? Yes, absolutely yes. And I must say, without even doing anything particularly clever, because the forces of inflation and leverage will be doing all the hard work for you. That is the magic of time. Property is an amazing investment because the basic economical principle will do the work for you. So, subscribe to the channel because I constantly release videos just like this one. Property investment can really change your life if you buy in the right place, you get a good deal, you buy at the right point of the cycle, and you remortgage. Start changing your life today, invest with knowledge, create financial freedom, and I'll see you in the next video.